So to keep your muscles healthy, to keep your bones healthy, I need you to have protein and supplement your D and exercise. I need you to know that there is a profound relationship between muscle and bone growth, okay? After 50, men and women both are losing bone and muscle because there is increased inflammation. There's issues with the satellite cells. Your muscle cells aren't regenerating as well. Your protein synthesis isn't as efficient. And so there is a host of issues of why you're losing muscle, which means you have to be intentional about what you eat and what you do. And there are several studies showing when you lose your muscle, which is sarcopenia, it can lead to osteoporosis. In Western countries like where I live, osteoporotic fractures during the lifetime is about 40 to 50% in women. Only 13 to 22% in men. And you know why? Because we have estrogen, and as our estrogen declines, it pumps your bones up. Okay, this is why women have this number compared to men. So your estrogen matters. And as you age, your muscle and bone interactions is very important to prevent you from becoming disabled as an adult and prevent disease. Yes, exercising prevents disease. Now, your decline in muscle and bone is also linked to protein, calcium, and vitamin D availability. That vitamin D availability is really important. And it is also tied to your decrease in physical activity, because I believe as your estrogen declined, your desire to move and exercise went down. Your inflammation went up, so you felt yucky, so you didn't move as much because you have tendonitis everywhere. So that lack of physical activity makes you lose muscle and bone. And so this isn't helped because now you're not eating that healthy. You don't have an adequate amount of protein to even make the muscle. So then you have protein anabolic resistance. You also have chronic inflammation, and you have oxidative issues because estrogen left the party. Your estrogen helped you manage inflammation. Your estrogen helped you manage your glucose, so then you become insulin resistant. So like there's a host of things that happens when you lose estrogen. But your vitamin D is very important because it is helping your gut absorb your phosphate and your calcium. So it's part of that metabolism of how you process those nutrients. And so for you, when you have a deficiency in vitamin D, because maybe your gut's not absorbing it, it's going to affect your fibroblast-like growth factor. It's going to affect your insulin growth factor 1, and you are having a host of muscle growing problems because your gut isn't taking in the D. Your vitamin D is highly connected with your phosphate and calcium metabolism, and if your gut is not healthy, you are not going to absorb these nutrients well. This is why it's very important for you to check your serum levels of D to make sure even the supplement you're taking is actually working, because your vitamin D has to be available. And the type of D we talk about that people would take would be D3, which is best paired with K2. Also, because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, it is best taken with a meal like dinner. So your muscles have estrogen receptors, and how those estrogen receptors express themselves is always kind of like the thing you have to think of. When your estrogen's declining during menopause, you don't have that same level of availability, and so you have estrogen receptors alpha and beta in both the nuclei of the muscle and the capillaries, and so their expression and distribution of muscle fibers appear greater in men, women, and children compared to postmenopausal women. Notably, estrogen receptors can also be activated through the IGF-1 that acts in stimulating their transcriptional activity. Indeed, estrogen receptors could take part in muscle strength increase through the effect of both estrogen and IGF-1. Despite that, both estrogen and IGF-1 reduced at menopause probably affects muscle mass and strength. Now, this goes on to say that tendons, ligaments, and cartilage and connective tissue can also be affected by muscle-bone crosstalk. And we know that the body is very connected. This is not surprising. When you take into account the tight junction between muscle and bone, so connection, maintaining a healthy skeletal muscle through adequate exercise and nutrition, so you have to fuel your body to make the muscle, can help in counteracting osteoporosis in postmenopausal women. So protein gives you amino acids, which are the building blocks of your muscles, and a more frequent consumption of meals containing 30 to 45 grams of protein, or a protein supplementation like a protein shake at breakfast or lunch, has been recently associated with better lean mass preservation in older adults. And what have I told you? If I could get you to eat 30 grams of protein with your 3 meals, I would be happy, okay? I would be happy. That means 1 serving of chicken. It means a serving of shrimp. It means a serving of salmon. It means a cup of tofu. It could be, I think, is it 2 or 1.5 cups of black beans? You can do this. You have to be intentional. You cannot drive it like you stole it. Stop it. I know. It's a pain. It's such a pain.